everybody in the back hear me? Good. Good. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Good.
You back there. All right. Cool. Cool.
All
I'm
right.
gonna pretend.
You two had nothing else better to do. Sorry, we didn't sell it out for you.
Sunday panels are always so tough. Like Sundays.
No, I know. Well,
like, it's hard.
Well, and we don't have very good weather outside
That
right
is
now.
also
So,
true.
I mean, I hear Tennessee people can't drive very well.
That is a fact.
I would rather them just stay home
Yeah.
and not be on the road when I'm about to be on the road.
You need two things to drive in Tennessee. You need a gas pedal and a middle finger. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's not bad, right?
So that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Well, I appreciate you being here and giving up your time to come hang out with us.
No, it's all good, man. I enjoy it.
I mean, 11-time World Tag Team Champion, 2-time Hardcore Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Trios Champion, which is great.
Yeah.
Also, like that's
at the age
fantastic.
of 60. How about that?
Right,
That's not
right.
too bad,
Like, let me tell you something. Every time I see a picture of you or a video of you doing something, you always look like better than I saw you before. It's crazy.
Well, that's what my life consists of right now. Like, I am into dieting, into my training. Like, it was never, back in the day, it was never really a thing, right? We all just go to the gym, lift heavy weights, and go, I hope something happens. I hope something good happens. Now I'm just a little, I dove into it probably a few years ago, just when I was getting, I'm getting older. And just kind of want to, like, I still do this at a very high level. Not, like I used to, but I have 2 kids that are doing it now. So I want to make sure that I don't go out there and fall flat on my face, right? So
fair.
And it's just taking care of yourself. We have, our mindsets nowadays are different than what they were back in when we were all men. So it's just taking care of myself a little bit better. I really pay attention to my diet and my training. That's like, I had to have something to consume my life other than wrestling.
That's fair,
it has consumed my life for so long. And not that I do. I love it. That's why I still do it, to this day, because I still love it. But I just wanted to see what dieting and stuff would do for me.
Yeah, well,
it's done pretty well.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's done phenomenally
bad.
well. Because I always say, like, so much of it is diet, and so much of it is, what you put in good fuel, you get out good results,
Yes.
and that's a lot of people kind of either don't have that fine tuned or kind of miss that.
Yeah,
and so that's a huge piece of it.
It just takes a while. It takes a long time to figure out, okay, what foods work good with me, because everybody thinks it's working, training, and then, your nutrition is somewhere. Well, nutrition is first. Right. Like, in everything you do, your diet and nutrition and what you consume in your body comes first. Because I can tell if I have one of those, like, Mondays is my leg day where I just go all out on my legs. So Sunday, if for some reason my wife and me get off track, I can feel it on Monday because I didn't have the right food or whatever. Right. So yeah, I mean, and it's not like, it's not for everybody. When you say, like, whenever people ask me about stuff, I never say diet, because that's a bad word. Diet is because instantly everybody thinks, oh God, I got to eat chicken and rice every day. That's not true. It's just before you eat the donut, think about what that's going to do for you. And I'm not saying that I don't eat donuts. I just ate 3 of them this morning when I got here. So that's not what I'm saying. But my diet all around outweighs what I can eat, my little cheat meals or whenever I feel like eating something different. So it's eating right. It's not a diet. It's eating right. Or eating smarter. Like I feel if I eat really good all week, which I do, if Saturday or Sunday my wife wants to go out, I'm not sitting there eating, a piece of chicken. Right. If I go, I'm going.
Right. Well, see, that's my problem is I've got a gym membership that I obviously use. You can tell. Yes. But like, eating is always my biggest challenge. My goal is just I don't want to look like a lowercase b with legs. Like, if I can not do that, I'm kind of hitting my goals. So I guess it's kind of everybody's got their own goals.
They do, and it is. It's just what kind of I just happen to be on TV all the time, so I just got to kind of be careful. And it's not for everybody, but it's just it's what it's just about the way of life.
Well, see, you made the mistake in the late '90s when you and Road Dogg were deciding outfits that you didn't pick the baggy pants and the loose T-shirt.
Exactly.
That was
I
where
didn't go his route because he doesn't even know what diet means. So he said, "Well, I'll fix that. I'll just wear a bunch of clothes."
Right.
And I go, "Well, I guess I'll wear nothing. How about that? So let's go there."
Still paying for that mistake years later. So let me ask you. Okay, we're going to go back in the Wayback Machine just for a minute. You're 20 years old. You're bull riding. You're pro wrestling.
So you've done your homework. I see.
Like, listen. I've told you
Very
this.
good.
I've told you this. I was into wrestling in like the golden age, and then I kind of got out of it in the early 90s. I got back in like 96, 97. And from that time, you have been one of my top 5 wrestlers like of all time. Like, and I'm not trying to brown nose. I'm not trying to do that.
Like you.
Like, I'm being honest with you. And so like, of course I'm like, I got to know about this guy. Like, this guy's awesome. And so how do you make that pivot in life where you're bull riding and then you're like, no, wrestling?
Okay, so it isn't anything scientific. So I've trained horses or rode horses and done that since I was a little bitty kid, way smaller than he was. But it was just a thing that like I did when I was little. And then I actually got, I had like 21 football scholarships and 1 rodeo scholarship, and I took it because I remember my dad telling me when I was deciding all this, he goes, "You just got to do what makes you happy." Because you have to deal with it, right? Yeah. I don't live your life of what I want you to do or somebody else wants you to do. It's what do you want to do? And that's what I wanted to do. So I went there. Close your ears. I went for a year because college really wasn't for me. Although that was not the case for my kids. What I do and what they do are 2 totally different things. So you'll figure that out. But I did that, and then I went to California, went pro, and then I started building houses, and then just to supplement in between, to pay for my rodeo habit. Went back to Florida. I just kind of was getting in the groove. So I was about 22, 23. I just wasn't feeling it anymore. It just wasn't something that I was super passionate about. And so I moved back to Florida. I was working at a gym for a buddy of mine that owned one, and I was, opening in the mornings and stuff. And 2 guys, Ron and Don Harris, who are Skull and 8 Ball, and I've known them forever. They had come in the gym, and I saw them, and I said, "Oh my God, what have you guys been doing or whatever?" And they said they were wrestling up here for Jerry Jarrett.
Oh, yeah.
And them, and they were up in this territory. That's back when territories were a thing. Mm-hmm. And I laughed so hard because I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard. Because I was that guy that we all hate, right? that comes and starts making fun of it because you don't know nothing about it and all that fake this and that or whatever. So I was that guy. And then they left and then came back because their mom still lived where I was working at down in Popka. And their mom was still living. So they would come every so often to see her and stuff. And then they came again and they said, "Come on, we're going to this ring. We're going to do whatever." And I went, "Okay." They go, "But yeah, you're perfect for it. You're off the charts charismatic. You're athletic. You're just a whack job." I went, so to be what you guys are, I have to be a whack job. Okay, let me give it a shot. So I went to a ring with them, and if you guys don't know who Ron and Don Harris are, they're 2 6'9" twins, nicest guys you will ever meet, but they beat the life out of me for like 2 hours.
Gosh.
And I finally went, "Okay, hold on just a second here. There's no way that," because back in our day, it was way different, the wrestling business. It was, they're not going to let you in. It's not it's a kind of a closed society, and you're not going to just get to come in and start doing all. So, and they were my friends, for God's sakes. And they just beat the life. And from that moment on, something clicked, and I just went, "Okay, I got to figure this out." Mm-hmm. So, and they left. So I had to go find a school, and I went to a place, and Bart was the only one that was there, who was my first partner. and nobody ever showed up at the school. It was just me and him, and the guy let us mess around in the ring. So we turned the TV on, watched wrestling, and then started emulating it.
Okay.
So if you could imagine two guys, 6'5", 260, that don't know what they're doing, just absolutely, we're just killing each other. Bart, I think, was killing me more than I was killing him. But yeah, and then from there on, it was just it turned into a 35-year
turned into a thing, right?
Run. So.
Yeah, and which, got you, smoking guns and, breaking off on your own with rockabilly, which low-key, that song slaps, by the way. That the rockabilly theme song hits if you're in the mood for mid-90s country.
Yeah, okay. That's the only thing it does, because it was brutal.
Did you hit the jackpot, by the way? Because, every theme song you've ever had is, freaking awesome.
So I guess so, because you're not the only one that thinks that. Yeah. And I don't really listen to my music. Oh. As long as it does, even the Mr. Ass music. Yeah. I never knew the lyrics for the longest time. I think 2 years before somebody came up and goes, "Have you ever listened to that song?" And I go, "No, why? Is it good?"
No, the lyrics are not good. The lyrics are.
But it's, luckily I have. A lot of my music is actually pretty good.
I mean, it's like a Pavlovian trigger for people my age. When you hear da-na-na-na, you immediately answer back with, "Oh, you didn't know?" You can't help it. That's awesome.
Bad. It's not bad.
That's great. So you're tag teaming for a while, and then you're on your own, and how big of a difference is that when you're starting out, you're doing a lot of tag teams, you're paired with people, and then all of a sudden they're like, "We're breaking you off, you're going on your own now," you're doing singles matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, singles really wasn't my bag. It just wasn't a thing for me. I don't know. It's not that I couldn't do it. It seems less entertaining than tag. Tags to me are so much fun. Plus, I'm such a control freak that I like to know what everybody's doing, and it seems like such controlled chaos that and I fit, I'm not fooling myself. I just feel like I fit in tags better because I've been extremely lucky and all my tags have been really good. And it's not me. I know I'm the common denominator, but I've had really good partners that I gel with. Yeah. And so it's just that I move and I have very good partners. And that was just always my thing. Being in a tag, I felt more comfortable. I felt better. Just singles just never seemed to click for me. I just wasn't that guy.
Well, and not only tags, but because that's the thing is you're in a tag, and it's for some reason whenever you get in a tag team, it's the most popular tag. The New Age Outlaws, before you guys joined DX, were more popular than DX for a time.
And I'm glad you said that because you are extremely right. We were, and I think that's why when we got together was so good because we were catching fire, and DX had already established themselves and they were on fire. So it's not like you took a ho-hum tag team and just stuck them in there. It's just we were neck and neck, and then our attitudes and the way that we were, it was just a fit. It wasn't anything you actually had to sit around and think about. Hey, who do we put with them? Oh, let's put Brian and Billy with. It wasn't that much of a thought. It was literally, hey, we need two guys, and they're it.
And don't sell yourself short on singles. I think you're the only person that I've ever found that has pinfall victories over the Road Warriors and Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So I don't think
let's not forget John Cena,
right?
Or Randy Orton.
I don't think there's anybody. I don't think there's.
I'll just throw those names in there. Let me name drop real quick for you.
And you were actually the first guy to put a pinfall loss on Brock Lesnar when he came up from OVW.
Yeah, so, mind you, he was brand new.
Yeah, but no, don't take that away from yourself.
He was new. He had to do it.
No,
no, Brock didn't have to do anything.
He had 5 or 6 matches.
Because I think, and I like to think that that's what was special about me, is I literally can work with anybody. Because I never, I'm not an ego guy, unless it comes to me and my working out stuff. But it's I love to be able to work with everybody. I never wanted to be one-dimensional, you know. Yeah. So I think that's that a lot of my credit was to that is, hey, when we need to highlight somebody, or even if they lost, it's like, hey, we're trying to do something with this guy, stick Billy with him because he'll get the best out of him. And that's really what I want to be able to do. It doesn't matter, all the championships or anything. It's just, I want to know that when my name is brought up in the conversation with somebody, that could work with anybody.
Yeah. And from the mid-90s all the way to today, you've worked with literally who's who. When you show up to an arena and they got the booking sheet, or you're doing a house show tour or whatever, and they say, here's who you're working with, right? Who are the names that always were or are where you're like, that's awesome. This is going to be easy. This is going to be great. Like, basically a night off. Like, it's going to be fantastic. Like, we're going to gel really well together.
I think there's nobody that I never really wanted to not work, right? So I wouldn't say that there was, like, when I looked, I went, oh God. Really? I mean, always the head shrinkers, because Sam and Junior, Samu and Fatu, when we first got there, that's who they put us with. And those guys they were so good. Like, I feel that people have no idea how good they were unless you worked with them or absolutely knew what the business was, because they were amazing. So we got the Road Warriors. Me and Brian got the Road Warriors a little bit close to their end, kind of like what we do. And they were literally just pushing us forward. Right. That's what they were doing. And it's not that they were hard to work with. It's just they were set in their ways. Yeah. And they're the Road Warriors. Right. So you just had to know, okay, hey, you're working the Road Warriors? Awesome. Can I wear a mouthpiece? So good. But no, they were all like, there's nobody, like, it'd be easier for me to say somebody that I didn't like to work, but that was never the case.
That's awesome.
You do the best with what you got. And if you go boo-boo face, then things turn out bad.
I love that phrase. I love that phrase so much. Boo-boo face. I love it.
If you just, you just go in there and you do as long as you stay in with like, if me and you wrestle, I'm going to do what you do good, right? And we're
fall on the ground. I'm going to die. If you and I wrestle, I'm going to die.
Fall down. And I'm going to do what I do good. So we're going to come up with a plan where we can mesh both of our stuffs together that we're super comfortable with, so we can go out there and give it to the people without falling on our face, right? Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. It's not like I'm going to say, hey, I need you to do this Spanish fly and stuff, and you go, what is that? And I go, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. We're going to flip upside down and do all, and then you end up hurting yourself, or it's just a disaster. So we're not going to do any of that. So that's always a thing for people to remember, is just work with what you can do, and I'm going to do what I can do. And if you tell me something that we're going to do that I can't do, I'm going to say, nope, can't do that. So we'll just take that out.
You're also you're always in everybody's highlight reels when it comes to selling. Like there's always a clip that comes up, JBL hitting the clothesline from hell, and it's always you.
Yes.
Like, your selling is just like incredible.
Because the problem was, I like to do that. Like, I like to take things, because back when I was younger, I would do all that. And JBL's is one, because he slung that thing, and if you didn't look out, boy, you were going to get decapitated. But yes, I am in his highlight reels a lot.
Yeah, it's like every time.
Even he admits it. He goes, Billy's in my highlight a lot.
Yeah, they're like, JBL always nails that clothesline from hell. And it's like, it's always you. And I'm like, man, Billy just ate that all the time. Like, all the time.
I actually loved it.
It's awesome.
It was good.
It's good to know that it wasn't like, man, like, because I used to hate him, because I'm like, man, he's crushing one of my guys. But okay.
He was always so good. All like, Brian hated him. But, like, I love it, because Brian would always, he goes, are they beating you up, like, for real? And I go, no, not at all. They just don't like you.
Don't like he's the mouth, so they have to shut the mouth.
Exactly.
So okay, you've seen the business change a lot from the mid '90s to the Attitude Era, Monday Night Wars, that post, I think the Ruthless Aggression Era, all that, to now, where it's now for you, it's a family affair. Yes. Which is awesome. That's got to be like super heartwarming, and to know that they're there, and you can work with them a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
And so, like, what's your overall vibe of like how it's changed? Like, are you happy with all the changes that have been made? Do you wish it should be like, because there's a lot of people that are like, man,
I wouldn't exactly
before.
say I'm happy, but I feel now we take, not we, because I don't at all, is a lot of these kids are taking way more risks than they have to.
Yeah.
It's almost like train wreck television now, because one, they don't take the time to really dive into the art of what we do, because wrestling is very similar, even from the 70s, 80s. It's all about storytelling.
Yeah.
It's all about, nobody just wants to see me and you wrestle with no issue at all. Like, it's very, there's nothing to sink your teeth into. There's nothing to kind of get into. I think one of the perfect examples of long-term storytelling is this Bloodline stuff. That's probably been the best storyline of
cinema.
all time,
Like it is cinematic.
Right.
Like,
because but it makes you buy into it. It makes you want it. And by no means am I burying my company by saying that. It's just, that's the storyline that really grabs you. Yeah. But it's any kind of issue. Me and you have for them to want to watch me and you wrestle, it has to be, hey, you should have seen that guy was like touching his wife's butt or something. I don't know. So, something of some kind of issue. So now me and you get to settle it in the ring. So now I want to watch me kick the life right out of you.
Won't take long.
Because there's an issue. There has to be some kind of issue. Yeah. But I feel that we're just kind of throwing things together and people just wrestling for wrestling. And although there's probably 5 people on the whole planet that actually want to watch real wrestling, and again, I don't mean that as a shot. It's just that there has to be some kind of conflict or something for things to happen. It doesn't have to be so extreme, but it can get there. It has to start somewhere and end somewhere. Yeah. Right. And the better the storytelling, the more the people are going to want to watch. And I just feel like a lot of people are just going to these schools where they're learning a bunch of moves and then they just go do them. Yeah. So if I watch you for the first time and you give me everything in your arsenal, I go, hey, that ain't bad. And I watch you again and you give me everything in your arsenal, I go, hey, didn't he just do that? Like, I just so then my expectations of what you can do just slowly goes like this, because you're giving me everything that you have. Yeah. You're unloading your gun the first time you see me. When one will do. when one bullet will do. But it's just, but I have to unload the clip on you. Right. I mean, I'm just trying to put it in the scenario.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
Is that's where we're at. Right. Because they think, but that only appeals to a certain amount of people. When I'm putting on a TV show or doing something so big, I need something where every person on the planet is watching. Yeah. Kind of goes back to the Attitude Era. Every Monday when it was over, people literally would lose their minds. Because you're giving them something to hang on to at the end of the night. Yeah. You're giving them a hell of a program for 3 hours that people just couldn't stop watching. Right. And then when it's over, even 3 hours we think is a long time, but it really, in the Attitude Era, really wasn't. No. Because you're literally going, oh my God. Yeah. So now all we talk about all week is what's going to happen Monday night, right? It was just a thing. That's where the culture was. It was like, oh my God, Steve did so-and-so. And now when it was over, what's he going to do next week? So now everybody's calling everybody. Everybody's texting everybody. They're doing everything to go, okay, come to my house and we'll all watch it over here. That's what I think I feel that's where we're missing. We're getting a little lackadaisical on not coming up with storylines or some kind of conflict that makes people involved in with what you're doing. Yeah, no, that's fair. The biggest enemy of the Attitude Era was when the bug would come up in the bottom corner, so you knew the show was ending, and you're like, no, because it would be like copyright 1999, and you're like, no, because you knew it was like 10 seconds for being over. We'll open it up to some Q&A questions here in a second. I got one question, the obligatory question that I know you're probably sick of hearing about, but I got to do it. Opponents, AEW opponents left for you, like dream opponents that you see, like these. Okay, so Will Ospreay popped off because I said it as a joke that my retirement match. Plus, it really pisses my kids off when I say that I want Will Ospreay as my retirement match, and I was trying to like give him a little clout, and then he went on a media scrum and said he was at AEW to retire me. So now that poor kid's got an ass whooping coming. Yep, now it's personal. No. There's your story. There's your personal story. No, I don't, to be honest, I just don't think I could keep up with him. He really is good.
Yeah, no, he's
which
he's
really hurts.
fantastic. Like,
But
he's great.
no,
Like,
but I'm realistic too. But yes, would I love to have him work out? I would 100%. Could I keep up with him? Probably not. But of course, working just doing stuff with my kids is amazing because they are so good.
Oh, they're incredible.
They're great. Like, I literally cannot take my eyes off them when they're wrestling because they make me laugh, especially my younger one. My oldest is more like me in the demeanor to where my youngest one is me 30 years ago. So it's exciting to watch them and to see them and to be around them, trying to find themselves and coming and asking me questions. And I go, I don't know why you're asking me that. You ain't going to listen anyway. But they're very much into what they're doing, and they always want to know stuff. So they're always asking me. They're always asking other people. And that, like, how many people actually get to have the career I've had and then work with your kids and do stuff with your kids, and then your kids, all they want to do is hit you with chairs. And then, them separate, which it was good for them because they didn't need to be around me because they can't find themselves around me because of just my career. And kudos to them for wanting to separate and do their own thing. But that, my career is fulfilled. I don't really need to work anybody.
That's a good feeling, though.
Good.
That's a good feeling.
Yes,
and
it is a very good feeling.
Like looking at your kids, like they are the spitting image of you. Like, it is like looking at two smaller yous. It's
my wife says, I don't know why you say anything about them. They're you.
Right, it is.
That's what, just look at your head. I said, I'm not anything like that.
No. All right. Do we have any questions? There's your chance. Asking a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
DX member.
So I'll say this. So because you mentioned it, I looked up the lyrics to.
Oh no.
Wow.
It'll change your life.
That's when I finally listened to it. It was like, oh, geez.
Like how long were you coming out to that song before you listened? You're like, I'm coming out to that. How long am I doing?
Yeah, exactly. It was a while. I just liked the way it sounded. I never even really listened to the lyrics. So
that opening riff really hits, though. That like that thing.
It does, and then and then hopefully they tune down the lyrics.
Yeah. At that point, it was like, okay, the song's okay, cool. He's here. We're not even paying attention to that because once you start doing it, once you start reading those lyrics, it'll change your life, and not for the better.
So what culturally, what's it like? What's the difference between working in WWE versus working AEW? I've heard people have different takes on it.
The big sigh before the answer.
So I guess the biggest thing would be structurally. So Tony has done an amazing job putting this, company together for 6 years. You know what I mean? And they're still trying to figure out positioning and how to make things work to where WWE has been around forever. And there was always one person who said yes or no, and that was it. That's the end of discussion, end of story. Yes. Could you go in and give suggestions and stuff? And if they don't hit, you just go, nope, we ain't doing that. And you go, okay, thank you very much. So I guess the difference would be structural. Just trying to a company that's been around for a long time compared to they're just trying to figure things out. So it's a little, I don't want to say chaotic, but it's a little trying to figure out like storylines and trying to figure out positioning for people and trying to move guys around and making big stars and things like that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Was so we were at the Louisville show several months back, and you were doing afterwards. You did a birthday celebration, and which I thought was very funny. So. Whose idea was it to have your kids get taken out in the middle of the birthday celebration? Was that their idea or your idea? Or?
I think probably my kids, just to add some stuff to it, because they love doing. They do love doing stuff with me, but I think they're in a sense like me. They just like getting beat up too. Plus it just adds to the fun part of it. And and they're kind of the ones that people most likely want to see get beat up. So I think it was all their idea. They offered it up and we went, yeah. You never want to turn down beating somebody up.
Right. There's always a spot for you in wrestling if you're willing to get beat up, right? Like
100%.
if people want to see you get beat up, you got a spot on the
paid
card.
Pretty well for it too. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Do you have any questions? No?
No. All right.
He wants to do what I want to do. Go take a nap.
Yeah, Sunday naps hit different, man. I'm telling you. Man, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. It's an
100%.
honor. It's an honor to be able to talk to you, hang out, and chat. I appreciate you so much. Congratulations on all your success and continued success, you and your family. Like,
yeah, I want to golf and work out. I don't want to work anymore.
No, today's not a good day for golf. I was gonna say go hit some golf now. Not today.
Yeah,
not today. No. So, Billy Gunn, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you guys for putting up. Thank you.